Glad McConkey was going to be open. He doesn't have that same belief and trust in these other guys. They have a lot of good players, but they don't have those kind of guys that you can depend on in those situations.
And that'll be something to watch, because the expectation of Georgia is to be in the mix for a national championship. And right now, the way this team is playing,
they're storming the field. The game's not over. The referee, Jeff Heeser, telling the fans to get off. So Kirby Smart will not be vacationing in Oxford. Lane Kiffin not happy about this development. Kirby's first career loss back in 2016. Georgia's last trip to Ole Miss was here. And it was and remains the biggest loss of his career. And now they lose to Ole Miss for just the second time in the last 13 meetings, both here in Oxford. And they're trying to get the fans off the field. And Mike Swanson, our statistician, makes a great point. You can't forget what Austin Simmons did in this game.
Yes.
It was Georgia with a takeaway, an interception on the first possession for Ole Miss. Georgia scored a touchdown on a very short field. Dart had to leave after the interception with what looked to be a pretty significant ankle injury. Austin Simmons came in, went 5 out of 6, and led them on a touchdown drive.
Yeah, just an amazing, and their only touchdown drive in the first half. So Austin Simmons, he'll get a game ball tonight. Now, Jackson Dart and the defense will be the story, but you're 100% right, Sean, and the importance of your backup being ready at a moment's notice. And Austin Simmons delivered when they absolutely had to have it.
And likely the quarterback of the future after a record-setting career here by Jackson Dart that's not over. But boy, he came in with everything going against Ole Miss to start the game, and he was as cool as one could be. And credit Charlie Weiss Jr., coaches the quarterbacks. He looked very well coached, very poised, very able to handle the tempo, because they didn't slow down even with the backup quarterback in the game. Charlie Weiss Jr. got some criticism. They went a little bit of a lull on offense, did Ole Miss. They had 4 straight games. They didn't score more than 27 points for the 63 last week. And this is one of the great offenses in college football, now coupled with a great defense. And they're still alive with an eye toward the college football playoff. Lane Kiffin has his biggest win. Ole Miss has its first home win against an AP top 2 team ever, and just their second all time in 26 games against the top 2, home or away. And right now Lane just wants to get off the field. And Greg, they have a lot more work to do, both of these teams, now to get in the playoff. But if Ole Miss gets in, there's the old, that's the team nobody wants to play. There's Molly McGrath with Lane Kiffin.
Coach, I finally caught you. The fans with a little premature rushing of the field, but the highest ranked home win in school history. They have a lot to be excited about. What did it take to get this win?
Proud for our players, our fans. You know, they put a lot into this season. We screwed up 2 games, so really pleased the way they played today. A really clean game against the best team in the country that hadn't lost for 51 games except Alabama. So just really happy for our fans, and thank God for our players and the way they came back from adversity this year.
You told us Georgia is the best team in the country. You forced 3 consecutive turnovers to end the game. How did your defense control this one all day?
Yeah, I mean, one year ago we lost to these guys by like 30, and we made a decision. We got to go recruit differently. We got to coach differently. We planned for this game for a year. We game planned all offseason schematically against their defense and offense, and it paid off today.
Yeah, you mentioned that 35-point loss to Georgia last season. It opened your eyes to what it would take to contend in the SEC. How is this team now built to go far?
I didn't hear that.
How is this team built to contend in the SEC?
I don't know. We got a couple games left, and we go into a bye. This is a really good win. Again, I'm just happy for our family, or for our university, our players. You know, that's a lot of work to beat those guys like that. A lot of guys did things right, so we still got a long ways to go.
I can't let you go before I ask you about Jackson Dart, leaving the game with an injury and then coming back. What kind of guts did you see from your quarterback?
Yeah, that's an amazing performance by him to be hurt, come back. I love that kid.
I see you getting a little emotional.
All right.
All right, thanks, Coach. Congrats.